we are. Hello, hello. Oh, you know what? I'm moving in the wrong direction. I was thinking it would be fun if, even if I'm doing a TikTok live from my office, live from in front of a studio audience, that I would somehow get another background. Because why not? I'm always sitting at my computer desk. It doesn't look that different though. Nah, you know what? Here. Why mess with success? Why mess with success? So back to the, there we go. See, the angle is sometimes better. So good morning, everybody. Good morning. Just getting my stuff together here. Hey, I was just thinking, what am I thinking? What do I want to start with? A very good place to start. Boston Sports Girl, nice to see you. I recognize your name. Leaping Lulu the Zolo, and Kat Just Me, and Kathy, and Sandy, and Kaylin. Where's my little, I feel like I never wanted to be. I had to watch it because sometimes I use the props, and I was like, oh, I can get my Mr. Microphone, and I can get my little thing like Miss Jean on Romper Room where I see everybody and I say their names. But then I realized, oh my God, I would be turning into Carrot Top. Gallagher, one of those comedians that uses all like the props. And I said, no, I'm silly. Don't get me wrong. I am silly, but I don't want to be that silly. Okay. Now I love this because Catherine says, oh my God, the Romper Room takes me back. Yeah, me too. I used to watch Romper Room. And actually, this is going to be so niche because it is regional, and it's also regional, and it's also generational. So I don't know, Boston Sports Girl, you're probably decades younger than me, but I used to watch Rex Trailer, Boomtown, I believe it was called, and of course, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, of whom I greatly admire his work. Captain Kangaroo. Yes, I watched Captain Kangaroo as well. We had some pretty, and this is here. How about, Stacey Woods. I was literally just about to say, how about the new zoo review coming right at you? With free, delightful animals, have fun with what they do. What weird shows we had for, like, they were really odd. Okay, there we go, 1977 Gen X. I'm 66 Gen X. So I don't know if you remember. I don't even remember if Rex Trailer was around. I don't even know if I was watching Rex Trailer at that time. I do remember I was always jealous. I will share this with you. Okay, it's okay, Haley Cakes. It's okay. I will share one more kind of regional Gen X moments. Missa Maglue, yeah. And Rex Trailer and his sidekick Billy or something like that was like this country, Wild West kind of based kids show in Boston when I was growing up. And I used to watch it. My friend Patrick actually was in the studio audience once. He told me. I was jealous of that. I also was so envious because they would do like a trip to Disney World down in Florida. They would do a Disney trip down to Florida, and they would supervise it so kids could go, and like the parents could just send them. And I was like, man, do I want to do that? It did not happen. Oh, funny, Cat Mama in Western Mass had Swabby the Sailor. Stacey Woods, go Speed Racer, go. I kind of had a crush on Speed Racer. I thought he was cute. People, the things that connect us nowadays in 2025, at least for today, and cross your fingers after Sunday, one of the things that's connecting us is Gen X. Excuse me, I realized that was wrong. Anybody can be any generation. It's TikTok. Think about it. Much like we're talking about TV shows right now, years from now, let's say TikTok does go away, or we evolve out of it, or something better happens. We will say to people, oh, remember this, and we'll do like a little TikTok catchphrase, and you know this already. There are people in my life who are like, TikTok, what's that? And I'm just like, you guys don't even understand how it has revolutionized my life. So those things that connect us are pretty cool. and we are here connecting. I love it. Cups by Kara says in Indiana we had Cowboy Bob. There we go. Debbie was into Sesame Street, rightly so. Electric Company and HR Puffin Stuff. HR Puffin Stuff. Something when things are rough. Can't get. I watched that too. Again, this is oversharing, but you know what? We are maybe, our time here on TikTok is limited, and this is something I feel comfortable sharing because I think it's kind of funny. Yes, that's what I heard. German Maid is saying apparently Biden is not trying to stop the ban, so it's not being banned on Sunday. Yeah. And Kara says, yes, I get so annoyed by those that say, isn't that the dance app? I admit I was one of those people, but this was 4 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, that my nieces and nephews were making up the dances. And then one of my friends who struggled with ADHD and clutter, I went to her house and I helped her organize her house just because I love her. And she said, oh my God, this has been so helpful. You should get on TikTok because there's so many people there who would benefit from what you do. Now, my response was, isn't that dance video? So it took me a good year plus to get onto it. So, yeah, Danny's Mess says, I love how rogue everyone is being since we might not be here. Yeah. Who's your friend when things are rough? Thank you, Cezanne. I did not know that. But here's a funny thing. Let me just share this with you because we're all friends here, right? We don't have any trolls. So, remember how I just said I had a crush on Speed Racer? And then somebody said HR Puffin Stuff. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, Jack Wilde, because he was also in the movie version of Oliver, the musical. Jack Wilde, so damn cute. And, oh no, was it him? Yeah. And this is how I know, I'll just be personal here. This is how I know that I have been heterosexual since a very young age. Because I can think back on my own life and say, I remember in first grade having a crush on Chris Mineo, thinking, oh my God, he is so cute. I don't know what it is about that person, but there's something that makes me go, ooh. So I just offer that up as, you know what? I feel like we were all born a certain way. I don't want to get into all that. I don't want to get into drama, but I will share with you that I knew from a very early age that I thought boys were cute. I went on to marry a cute boy, which I'm wicked excited about. So anyhow, I just wanted to offer that because like Davy Jones, Mike Nesmith, the kid on Zoom, Chris Mineo, Chris Salvo, all the Chris's. I was a crusher. Hillman says in Philly you had Captain Kangaroo. We had it up in Boston as well. Alana had a Jack Wilde poster on your wall. Yes, I love it. He was with Jimmy the Flute. Jimmy the Flute. Doesn't that sound like a I'm breaking my knuckles? It's like a mobster name. Yeah, I'm here with Jimmy the Flute. Yeah, I'm here with my buddy, Puffy and Jimmy the Flute. Yeah, so everybody, let me help you with this because user 6242 says supposedly everything will go black Saturday night. Nothing is fixed. Everything is in flux. So here's what I offer. When I went to bed, I thought that was the case. I woke up in the middle of the night to write myself a note on my phone because I was like, oh, that's right, I have to do that. And I decided to just take a quick look at TikTok. And under the bed, I always screw this up and I don't mean to. Under the desk news, there was a thing on their page that said the Biden administration is working on it so that TikTok does not go dark at whatever. So Biden's working on it, okay? And in the meantime, they're doing their thing in the background. Let's trust the process and hope the process is working. And in the meantime, you guys, here we are. Come on and zoom. Sean Cassidy, totally had a crush on him. Totally. Lance Kerwin. Oh, I kind of remember him. I kind of do. I know my older cousin Ann had a crush on Robbie Benson. Talk about pulling that out of my head. Catch Us Me says, as a teen, I always thought if Davy Jones and I met, we'd marry. Haha. You know what? You and me both, hon. You and me both. But I will say this, okay, to kind of hone things, to kind of wrangle this chatter, because it is fun. And yes, Mommy Salami V is great. Two things. James at 15, right, yes. Donny Osmond, Purple Socks, Andy Gibb, Bobby Sherman. Oh my God, you guys, did we not all read Teen Beat and Tiger Beat? I mean, come on. There are things in your home that you have crushes on, just like you did your crush on Sean Cassidy, or insert teen idol here. Okay? There are things in your home that give you that same, ooh, I really like that. Oh, I really like that. That really brings me joy every time I look at it. It's so easy on the eyes. Okay? User says, I know you're keeping it a secret and would announce on Destination Declutter where you go live. Oh, I'm not keeping it a secret. No. I want to stay here on TikTok, and I will be on YouTube. Wicked easy. So crush transition for the win. Yes. There are things in your home that give you that Robbie Benson, Andy Gibb, Donny Osmond kind of feeling. That, ooh, I really like that. There's something about that baby I like. There are other things. Nope, not Instagram. I hope to post on Destination Declutter. Of course, you guys, please. Even here, I'm going to just calm down, simmer down now. Everybody simmer down. Everybody in the studio audience, I am not going anywhere. All that would be different if, still it's a big if. Everybody's got a big but, and now we've got a big if, okay? If TikTok goes away. Yes, I will be somewhere else. And 99% sure that the first place I land is going to be YouTube, because I'm already there. But if you want to stay in touch and know if I'm going somewhere else other than that, hop on the mailing list, okay? Yes, but notice Haley is saying separation anxiety. That's why I'm reassuring you. We will not be separated. I mean, unlike whatever's going on with the TikTok where they're saying we got to keep them separated, right? No. We're together forever. We are so much more Rick Astley than, was that Social Distortion who did keep them separated? I don't know. Do not worry. No anxiety. No anxiety. Everybody, deep breath. Destination Decluttered is going nowhere except next week. I'm going on trips. I am going off the digital grid next week. So it's okay that you don't see me. Object permanence, people. I will temporarily be somewhere else, but I'm telling you where my home will be. Okay? A Wild is saying this is a surprise live. No, this was scheduled for people on the mailing list. It was on the schedule, right? Yeah. Here we are, Thursday, January 16th, 9 a.m., right? 16th, 9 a.m. Boom. No. I don't like surprises. That's why I like connection. There we go. SBB for the win, says Kat Roby, checking in. And I have three other TikTok lives today scheduled. But this is where I'd be kind of coy because I want you to not worry about where I'm going. And the mailing list is the best part. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I want to get back to. We're going to kind of hone it in. We can be distracted and we can be concerned and we can be nervous. Or we can choose to calm that down and say everything's going to be okay. And seriously, you guys, we're here because of clutter. Now, here's a fun thing. I would love for you to be decluttered and still we could hang out and chat. But in the meantime, until all of y'all are living a decluttered life, I want to spend our time helping you get there because there are valuable lessons and tools that you can learn to declutter your home that also will help you declutter your life and live a life that feels really good. And that's why I'm here. So kind of like Fat Albert, you may learn something before it's done. We're going to have fun and you're going to learn something before it's done because this is when it's that nice combo. It's almost like, again, kind of like the spectrum. We talk about, let's say, or here, you've got too much stuff and not enough stuff and just right. We're going to play the hold on, not Cinderella, Goldilocks, okay? Goldilocks. Too soft, too hard, just right. Clutter is too much, it feels like too little, and then just right. There are wonderful ways that we can help you use these lessons So same thing. It's not all it's not all fun and it's not all torture. It's a combo. It's just right. It's like, chocolate chip and pepperoni pizza. It's something. It's two. You know what it is, you guys? Duh. It's like Reese's. It's two great tastes that taste great together. Or even better, it's like Billy Bragg once said, you got to take the crunchy with the smooth. It's a combo that works so well. Combos, real bite-sized food, real fast, right? Come on. You think people cannot, it's almost like learning a foreign language. If you were not Gen X and watching too much TV back in the day, you could not possibly know all this random stuff that's in my head. Okay? So, here we go. I love it. We're going to be decluttering. I love it. Haley Cake says, I'm listening with my AirPod on declutter whenever you're live. Okay, so Haley Cakes, your AirPods are on right now. I'm here for the next 44 minutes. What are you working on? Okay, what are you working on? Okay, and A. Wild is saying, yes, getting rid of attachments to all the stuff is priceless, is such a relief to let go of stuff. Relief. Everybody here knows the relief of letting go of what's not serving you, because every morning you get out of bed and you go to the bathroom. Talk about a relief and a delightful feeling. Heck, you're probably lighter too. So that is the same concept. I don't need to talk about poop, but I mean, seriously, let's pull in relatable feelings. Okay? Oh, so cute. And it's Neil Sedaka and his grandson. He's been popping up. Yeah. And Painting of a Duck says, decluttering is more important because you'll be around every way. Okay. Yes. And here's the wonderful thing. You guys, Mommy Salami says, where else would I find something like this but on TikTok? It must stay. We can do all we can and it still may not work. We can want to go meet Davy Jones and we may not get married. We can hope for things and we can work towards them and we can write fan letters and we can go hang out and mob the hotel where the Beatles are, and yet we still may not end up being Mrs. Paul McCartney. Okay? We won't stop doing what we can to make that happen, but in the meantime, what you're learning here is the same thing you should be doing out there, which is showing up and taking action for something you want to happen. And here's the wonderful thing, is decluttering is a guarantee. You show up to declutter, you declutter. Okay? And so it's the same thing. You can try, we can try to get somebody elected, somebody good, somebody trustworthy elected. We can try our best and do our things to get TikTok to stick around for forever. We will do those things. And after we do those things, sitting and spinning, like on a sit and spin. Some kids go when they sit and spin. Some kids go when they sit and spin. Sitting and spinning, when you're on that little thing that you used to zoop around with, that's fun temporarily, but then you start maybe feeling a little bit whatever. We're going to stop. Right now we're slowing down the spin. We're reversing the spin. Look at me. I'm like, ooh, I'm hypnotizing you. No. We're slowing down, we're feeling better, and we're going to do something about our clutter, okay? We're going to have fun, but I want you to really be saying, how can I use these tools that Beth is sharing with me? So generously giving of her time. This week I am giving, and I'm not saying this, but I'm putting it into perspective, 22 hours of my life. This week, I am showing up on TikTok to help you. Sure, to hang around to be friends, but I want you to learn something from me. Because what you learn from me, and not just the theme song to, Laverne and Shirley, because you probably already know that, but I want you to learn some skills of thinking and feeling and acting in the world to make your life better. Okay? That said, we're going to talk about and we're going to focus on decluttering right now. So, what can you declutter between now and 10 a.m. Eastern? What can you even get started on? You may not finish it, But can you get up and start moving your body around and taking action to create the world you want? And the world you want may be a world with just fewer dirty dishes on the counters, less paperwork that you don't need. What actions can you take right now? Maybe you're not in a position right now to do the decluttering. It's just not where you're at literally, because I don't know where you are. However, maybe the best you can do right now is to sit and listen to me, but just concentrate and really write down the good things I'm saying. To really try to remember the gems I'm handing you so you can make a gem necklace. Gem is truly outrageous. Okay? So we will have fun. Just because we're getting serious about stuff, actually, studies have shown, I'm sure I could find one, that when you're having fun, your brain is a nice, positive, active state. It's like a sponge that's going to absorb good stuff. If you're not having fun and you're bored, I mean, talk about it. They say, like, my eyes glazed over, like, you know what I mean? It's almost like you're just like, whatever, I'm not even paying attention. So we will have fun and we'll get it done. Okay? So here we go. I love hearing people's wins. Okie teacher, nice to see you. I cleaned an area out in my home office. I bought a bookcase to replace where the clutter was. Awesome. Now you have a home for your stuff. A bookcase is a home. Okay? Haley Cake says, I cleaned out my medicine box yesterday after my sock declutter episode. Here's a fun thing. The good vibes and the good times, anytime you've made a payment, we're here doing, there is a lasting positive effect, a kind of lovingly glowing halo effect, that when you get in the right mindset, it's just not going to shut off right like at 10 a.m. It's not going to be like Severance. No, there is a lovely glow of possibility that sticks with you hours after you get yourself in the right mindset and you start doing good stuff. So today when we're together, we're going to generate that, and then you're going to bring that glow with you. Notice, we did socks and medicine boxes. Okay? Ms. Seashell is loading her van with stuff to take to the donate today. I love it. I got to see. I don't want to, I don't want to miss anybody. But if I do, please do not take offense. I love it. Kara says, just put out Corningware ×2, sold it for $40, made $200 because your lives inspired me to get back to it. You know what? Look at people. I'm making people money. And all I'm doing is talking. You know what that means? Words. Words that never were true, spoken to help nobody but you. These are words that are true, that are spoken to help nobody but you, and you, and you, and you, and you. The power of words is unmistakable. There are people on this planet believing lies and taking action based on those lies. There are people that are believing in the goodness of people and taking action, doing the good stuff. Pay attention to the words that you hear. Even the word, especially the words I hear. Hold them up to the light and say, is that true? Does that resonate? And then ask yourself, if I listen to these words, how do they make me feel? Do they make me feel encouraged and loving, or do they make me feel scared and fearful? Because based on how those words in your head make you feel in your heart, you will do one of two things. You will either shrink back and grab away and say, me, 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 or you may open up and lend a helping hand to somebody. And that somebody, I want first, when you open up that helping hand, help yourself. Okay? There we go. I love it. Cece Fitzhenry, nice to see you back up, hon. I walked around and made a short list of things to declutter now through the weekend. No pressure on me. Haley Cakes just picked up like 10 socks my 3-year-old had near his shoes on the first floor. Okay, if he takes off his socks near the first floor, could you put like a little basket there that he gets in the habit of putting his socks in a little basket near his shoes? Just offering. Offering. Okay. A Wild is saying, the thing I learn is to persevere. Eliminate the obstacles and have a better life. Yeah. Yeah. Tasteful Trends, Ann from Michigan, just did your living room and it feels good. Love it. Cat Roby, dishwasher emptied and kitchen counters cleared. here's a fun thing. As I was getting my tea ready, excuse me, this morning, I noticed there were dirty dishes in our sink. Yes, I'm a human. We have dirty dishes in the sink. And then I looked over, and we have we have a little sign that's kind of like a clean or dirty sign. And it said that the stuff in the dishwasher was clean. And I said, oh, you know what? That's the sign for me to see it. When I see that sign, I know that it's my chore, my job, my responsibility, my participation to empty the dishwasher. So as my tea water was hottening, I emptied the dishwasher. Now the kitchen counters can be cleaned of the empty dishes, the dirty dishes, because my husband will put them in there. All right? Good stuff here. Hillman is organizing my pantry and shopping bags as I listen. Yesterday, user 1963 found 3 dress shirts from my youngest schools in 8th grade. He's in college. Good. Put him in a donation bag. That's something you could do right now. Yeah. Tasteful Trends Jewelry says our mouth is our most powerful muscle. I don't think so. They say it's your butt, actually. You know, your gluteus maximus. To me, the 2 most powerful muscles in the human body, the brain and the heart. The brain and the heart make everything else move. Luckily, except for the lungs and the peristaltic system, or else we'd be in big trouble. Okay? Yes, and the Bee Gees also had a word song. You're right. Okay? Good stuff, people. And please feel free to take breaks. Yeah. A. Wild says you are building our inherent good nature. Yes. I think for the most part, humans are inherently good. But all of us have been affected by the way we were brought up, the words we heard from other people, the way we observed other people acting. And we're old enough now to notice that and say, is that working out for me? Is that working out for me? And if the answer is yes, if you are loving, well, the funny thing is, if you're living a life you love, you wouldn't be, and your clutter's in good shape, you wouldn't be hanging around here. So there's something about what I'm saying that is resonating with some part of you. You know, it's like when you have like a, what's that thing? Like a tuning fork, and you go, bing, there's something that's causing you to sit and, you know, stop, collaborate, and listen here with me. And maybe it is just my pop culture references. I don't know. Maybe that got you to slow down, to be like, wait a minute, I love Laverne and Shirley. But I am here not to just talk pop with you. I'm here to talk shop, not just pop. I want to help you learn how to pay attention to the words in your head. Notice how they make you feel. And based on those words that make you feel some way, those make you do something with your body, take an action. And I want you to just notice when those actions are something that make your life feel worse than you want it to. Because there's a flip side. We were talking about Davy Jones earlier. Remember when he did that special guest appearance on the Brady Bunch? And Marsha, because it was a TV show, got to sneak in and see Davy. Girl, look what you've done to me. Right? Please, I can't fake this. This is how I'm wired. Thank you, Channel 56. There's always a flip side. There's a flip side. So on the one hand, because she gave him a little peck on the cheek or vice versa, and then Davy Jones said, how about the flip side? So if you're feeling crappy on one side, let's flip it over to the flip side, okay? And yes, I love it when I see people taking action and taking breaks. Taking action, taking a break is taking an action. Give me a break, I sure could use it. Cat Roby got the bathroom door cleaned, you know? Yeah. Here we go. Love the Brady Bunch. Many of us did. You know? Okay, I'm backing up here a little bit. All right, what else do we have? Taking a break. Shauna and the Guard Puppies. I love that band. I threw away a bag and a half of clothes yesterday. It caused anxiety before, but it felt good after. Cool. That's awesome. And notice how we encourage people here. Notice how you do things when you think people are cheering you or giving you encouragement. You can do it. We're all here struggling with something, but also sharing that you can do it. And if they can do it, so can I. Okay? Oh, there we go. Chica Pepsi says the tongue is the strongest muscle. All right. I'll trust you on that one. I still think the most powerful one is your brain and your heart. All right. There we go, Haley Cakes, and you don't even coach with me. I also started a page in my notebook that's titled Feel Good, All the Little Wins of the Day. See this book right here? These are all the wins I've made it happen in my life since August 1st of 2024. See this book right here? These are all my wins, chock-a-block full, from February 2022 to July 2024. See this book? July 20th to July 2022. That is chock-a-block full of wins. All the little chunks. It makes me feel good even just to look at those, because I'm like, look at how much I did. That's how I got where I am today. Minute by minute by minute by minute, I keep holding on. All right? So everybody, notice how we are celebrating our wins here. Celebrate the moments of your life like an international coffee by writing them down so you can reread them. Save the good things. That's what you're doing with the stuff in your house, you know. You are saving the things that you hope will make your life feel good. Save evidence of the good stuff you have done. Write down and keep the stuff you've done that feels good in a permanent collection. It doesn't take up much room, and man, does it have a powerful effect. Okay? Now, Bridget is asking how to start. How to start. Everybody, talk about writing stuff down. Go get your picture pages. Go grab a notebook, and I will share with you the process. First off, your nervous system. Check in with yourself. It's like going out to your car. I usually I equate things a lot to your car because we all do this. You get into your car every day. It helps you work and live. Checking your levels. You get into your car, and before you even start to drive, you check to see how much gas you have in your tank. Hopefully you've got, you check to see if your oil is good, how much oil, maybe your tire pressure. There are little few things that you check in your car that you should do with your body as well. What I recommend is checking in with your physical body. I know this because I tend to get headaches. So I know that if I don't address my headache throughout the day, it's going to affect my whole life. If I don't address the fact that I have no gas in my car, I'm going to run out of gas. So I do something about it. I do something about how I feel physically so I feel better. I also do something about it so I feel better mentally, emotionally, kind of in the heart, nervous system-y, spiritually. I calm down my nervous system. I quiet it down if it's saying, I can't do it, I don't know where to start. So physical, like your head and your heart, your physical and your mental, all the feels. That's the very first start, all the time, every day, and throughout the day. Once you're feeling good, and this is what I call all the downs. To get there, I say all the downs. Calm down, write down, slow down, breathe down, quiet down, shoulders down. Getting down out of that fight and flight mode and fear mode and into action mode. Very first step. After that, a really good place to start is This is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered, is having a destination. Saying, why am I doing this? And the answer comes back because I want to go to there. I want a life and a home that looks this way, write it down, functions this way, write it down, and feels this way, write it down. Define your destination. Because we've all been there doing something kind of random and you're saying, why am I even doing this? And when you don't have a good answer for the why, you're going to give up. Or you're going to half-ass it because you don't see anything in it for you. Here is a thing. I'm looking up here because I wrote this down to myself both in 2023 and 2024 and now in 2025. Here is a powerful question to ask yourself. Write it down and ask it. Start practicing asking yourself all the time. What do I want? Now, I started this by saying, in 2023, I wrote down, what do I want to happen here? Now I just have even edited it. What do I want? Write down what you want, and like a shopping list at the Acme, let's go out and get it. I want a decluttered home. Cool. Let's do it. I'm a co-pilot. You tell me what you want. I'm like I Dream of Jeannie. I'm like Jambi. I am like your best friend who loves you so much that what can I do to help you get what you want? But if you don't know what you want, the very first step is to write down what you want. I want my home to be decluttered. Okay, let's get specific. You know, instead of I want a sandwich, or here, I'll have fun. I want a hoagie, because I live outside of Philly now. I want a grinder, which would be probably what we called it up in Mass. I would like a hoagie, please. Okay, well, what do you want on it? What kind of bread? What size? This is very regional, but a little bit of it is like going to the little checkout screens at Wawa and selecting what you want on your sandwich. What do you want on your hoagie called life? Okay? So, I know I talked for a while, and I see there are 41 new messages. I will endeavor to go through it methodically and slowly because I know there's good stuff here. Okay, so Shauna and the Guard Puppy said, I've been working on this for 6 years. I'm almost to the finish line, but the last few things equal anxiety. Yeah, because we usually push the things we're afraid of down the lane, and so now you're like, crap, I have nothing in between me and the stuff that I'm afraid of. What I just say is don't be afraid. Fear is quasi useful. Don't believe the fear. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the fear mindlessly. Just ask yourself, what am I afraid of? And don't be judgy. Be curious. And then please, people, the most important person in the whole wide world is you, and you hardly even know you. Right? They told us that in the 70s. Let's review that. The most important parts of your body, in my humble opinion, are your head, your heart, and your hands for this concept. So when you think of things and they resonate, write them down. Write them down. In your head, you have a thought. In your heart, you have a feeling. In a hand, please, you better have a pen and a pad of paper, and write it down. Because if you don't make it permanent, it's going to disappear. And you could lose that insight that really might have made a difference. Okay? There we go. Michelle is saying, definitely resonates with me. I struggle with getting the family on board with decluttering. Okay, here's a fun thing. Pardon me. You said on board. Makes me think of SS Minnow, right? You can't get... People will not trust to get on board a ship that somebody doesn't know how to drive, right? If you didn't know how to drive a boat, would you want other people to get on the boat? I say this as kind of a lighthearted way of saying learning how to declutter yourself and showing up and leading by example is how you get people to trust you, to follow you. You also, frankly, begin to trust yourself because you say, this shit works. This feels better. And I want us all to feel better in this house. And when you have that kind of seriousness and gravity and that not fucking around feeling, I mean, listen to how grounded I am in kind of doing whatever I can to get you involved in the decluttering of your own home. You learning this and embodying it and doing it, it will be able to make you teach people this so they have that skill too. And I say people, I mean people in your own house. But in the meantime, even just resetting the patriarchal mindset of home care, which is dad comes home and lays on the couch and the kids come home and dump all their stuff and good old Mrs. Cleaver is cleaning it all up. Not on my watch. No more. Everybody who lives in the home participates in the mutual maintenance of said home, much like living in larger communities. Okay? Yay, Debbie has been at Mom's house cleaning out taken some time to recharge. Okay. All the comments just went to the bottom of the line, so I'm going to scroll back here. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, there's some good stuff here. Some fun stuff. I love it. Marsha. It's true. Yeah. Shauna is saying you're right. That's how I've been able to stay on track because I've taken long breaks. This is what I want to offer to you. You guys, this is a road trip. This is not eastbound and down, BJ and the Bear, TJ and the Bandit, whatever. No, this is like a road trip. You are required to take breaks so that you can recover. Your brain, it does take an emotional and physical emptying of your tanks when you drive this process. So you got to stop and refill. Okay? I love it. Sweet Rain says, I will make a list after I start sometimes and cross off what I already did. You know why? Because it feels good to say I did that. So why not milk all of your things for whatever they're worth? This is a list of things that I've done. I do the same thing and then I collect them up. And that collection makes me feel good. Bustin' makes me feel good. A. Wild says, what about the intergenerational acceptance of clutter? It's a thing. It's a thing. I just offer. All of this is so much easier when you begin this process yourself. And if you have, then you can more authoritatively and with knowledge and wisdom, not just knowledge, I know it up here, but I feel it in here, that's wisdom. To know that this stuff is really important is to teach this skill to other people in my family, to friends that are struggling. Okay? All right. I love it that people are helping other people in the comments while I was talking and kind of going all podcasty on you. So thank you for Sweet Rain, to helping Kay to put empty closets at 11:30. Okay? Okay. Procrastination. I'm just sensing. I'm a sensitive girl. Okay? I'm a delicate fucking flower. And I can sense anxiety, even just the way the words that people chose. Okay? So I love it. People are saying do one piece at a time. Chunk it down. Yeah, chunk it down. Mary Jane, here's a fun thing. Talk about the opposite. You have the opposite. You know something that's going to make you feel better about the tons of loose pictures. First of all, is it really tons? This is where you know that you're possibly lying backseat driver. Asking, is what that person is saying true? And I offer to you, Mary Jane, is it really a ton? Is it really that many pounds of pictures? If it is, send me a picture of that. I want to make you famous. You have probably, in my mind, what we would call a wicked lot of pictures. And you are already saying to you, what bugs you about it is that they are loose pictures. How about for now, putting them in a box, one big box? Then maybe what you do is you start to take some out of the box and you sort them. You categorize them into categories that make sense to you. And then maybe you decide whether you want to keep them or not. And based on whether you want to keep them or not, then maybe when you've made a decision about what you're keeping, then you find a container to contain the remaining photos in a way that feels good to you. So they are no longer tons of loose photos. They are ounces of contained photos. Notice the opposite. Play with the opposite tool. See how it gets you. All right? Okay. You know? Yeah, Grandma Bird, I'm a list maker daily. It keeps me on track because I get distracted easily. You and me both, Head. There we go. Hey, Liz Lemon. I had a person who, my name is Beth Lennon, and somebody who I started working with, Paul Altabelli, called me Liz Lemon once. I wasn't watching 30 Rock at the time. I had no idea what he was talking about. Since he did, I take that as high praise. Yay! And the Corningware just got picked up. All right. And Cab Roby just fixed the sliding silverware tray. Something that she had delayed doing for 22 years took her 6 minutes. This is where the difference between a fixed mindset, oh, it'll always be that way, to know I can do something about it, a growth mindset, readily apparent. Readily apparent. Love it, Cat Roby. You are kicking Major Tookus. Okay? Good stuff. Yeah. Isn't this good? And she said, silverware tray fix occurred to me today. Not a duh, a moment of fun inspiration. Yeah, good stuff. Overcome the overwhelm. Calm down your nervous system. If all you ever do is learn to recognize when you're feeling out of whack and getting yourself, I don't know, back in whack, that is a powerful tool to say, I can control how I feel. Even if it comes automatically, you can say, wait a minute, is there anything I truly need to be afraid of right now? Okay? K, breathe. Okay? Breathe. Breathe down. Breathe down, calm down. I can't breathe for you. You have to do it yourself. Okay, here we go. Gen X with a purple heart, nice to see you. Painting of a Duck says, I gave myself a challenge of decluttering 1,000 items, and my kids did the same on their own. Sometimes making it a game for yourself, they'll just join in 10. Who doesn't want to join in something that's fun? I mean, seriously. I would be bored out of my gourd. That's a phrase my mother uses. I would be bored out of my gourd if I stayed here and I was all serious about decluttering in the nervous system and the amygdala and the hippocampus and the regulatory dysregulation and all the fancy words. No. I talk about Grover and Ernie and Bert and Laverne and Shirley and really deep things. Because that's why they made Sesame Street fun. Because you could learn important concepts and have fun at the same time. They don't need to be mutually exclusive. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, Sweet Rain says, I find I get more done with the list and love seeing the cross-offs. Yay. A list is a tool in your toolkit that's working for you to help you do stuff. Yes. And Kat Broby says, knowledge is power. It's like Schoolhouse Rock here, people. I love it. All right. How do you help your daughter declutter? She is overwhelmed and she is so avoiding. Lizbeth, you help her calm down her nervous system and chunk down the decluttering. That's what it is. It's a lot of downs. Okay? Now, Bridget says it's so hard to get through the shame. I want to be able to invite people over. Never been this bad. Shame is stopping you. Okay, remember we talked about here, you guys, let me give you a coaching lesson right here. We've got 12 minutes. This will take about 2, maybe even 1. This is so important for you to think about. Okay? You may want to look at the screen while I'm doing this because it's kind of visual, but you might also want to get your picture pages. Get yourself some paper. Take a piece of paper, fold it in half longwise so you have 2 columns, okay? This is the flip side. This is the opposite, okay? On the one hand, on the one column, I want you to put the word fear at the top of it. And under fear, kind of like the Heat Miser, he's got those little minions. So he's got a little henchman underneath fear. All these different words that make you feel crappy. Now, I can do them off the top of my head because I coach like this. But I will say, where's my one that I saved here? You know what? I'll do it from the top of my head. Is fear. On the side of fear, fear's team is shame. Write that down. Anxiety. Write that down. Unhelpful thoughts, discouragement, anything that is overwhelm. Is there anything that's stopping you from taking action is most likely based in fear? Totally simple, but pretty powerful. Write that down. Prove me wrong. On the other hand, there is another side to all of that. Notice the shame is stopping you. So shame is over there. It is fear, shame stopping you. That's why we have another column, which is the opposite, which is the flip side, which is love. Love at the top also has their henchmen. They're good guys. They're angels. They're people like me who show up to help. The opposite, okay? Instead of anxiety, maybe calm. In curiosity as opposed to judgment. Judgment is going to stop you. Curiosity will open you up. Encouragement, courage, encouragement. Feeling better, doing better. Having fun, fun and lightness is going to help you get better. Taking it really way too seriously and really heaviness, no. Let's be light. Let's discover. Let's play. That side of the column right there under love, those are the things and the feels and the things you want to focus on. Not the dark, but the light. Because those things are going to get you moving as opposed to stop. And they are going to get you moving in the right direction if you have a destination you're heading for. Boom, free coaching. One of the many services I provide, because we may not be around for long and have this connection on TikTok, okay? But in case you're just meeting me right now, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. I have been on TikTok for years. If TikTok goes, we're going to take a tuk-tuk, okay? If TikTok goes away, I will be elsewhere, so you don't have to lose this connection. How you maintain a connection, if you like what I'm saying, is getting on my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com. Now, don't worry. I am not one of those kind of people who says, get on my mailing list, and next thing you know, I've put you in some funnel to sell you something. No, I freaking hate that shit, Jay. Okay, I don't do it. Don't do it. No, I just want a connection to you. So if I say, hey, you guys, I'm going to do a YouTube live today at 9 a.m., I know who to tell. It's people on my mailing list. If you want to get on my mailing list, here's how you do it. This is how you do it. It's funny, I'm noticing a little bit of a burr in my voice right now. Excuse me. I have many more TikTok lives to do before we're done. I don't want to get all Brenda Vaccaro on us. If you want to get on my mailing list, if this sounds at all good to you, you can always unsubscribe at any time. Destination Decluttered is my coaching. Destination Decluttered, all one word and a .com at the end, is my website. Destination Decluttered.com. Bottom of the home page is a form. Put in your email address, promise you're not a robot, hit the button, you get a congratulations page, we got your stuff. Go check your email, you should get an automatic email in your mailbox. If you don't immediately see it, give it a few minutes, give it 15 minutes, I don't know. If you still don't see it, check your spam filter. You may have never received an email from me, so your spam filter is trying to keep you safe from spam. I am not spam. I'm like the opposite of spam. I am like top sirloin or the best tofu you've ever had. Okay? All right. I love it when people are helping people. This is what we do here. This is community. We are community. We are helping people. Okay? So thank you for everybody who is helping people in the comments as I kind of try to send the bigger lessons. Okay? I really appreciate that. Such good people. Okay? And I am, thank you, Kayla Bear. Yes, I am one of Fred Rogers' helpers. This is my version of a cardigan. And yeah, I am a helper. Okay? So this is such good stuff, you guys. You're doing such good things. And you're helping each other. Remember this. Even if you are in the mindset of I'm in struggle, you can, and this is a bit of conjunction junction. It's not like I'm struggling so I can't help somebody and I can help somebody else. No matter what you have of that you feel like you're lacking, you can still help somebody else. You have an abundance. You are more abundant than you ever know. You have so much good stuff in you. Don't let the fear stop you. No, don't do it. I know of which I speak. I grew up a scaredy cat. I was told to be afraid of everything, and it did not serve me well. It gave me, I can look back at my teens and 20s, and man, I was believing the fear that nobody would love me, that I might as well hang on to this guy because nobody else is ever going to love me. No, so I was in an unhappy relationship. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my job. I still didn't know that for decades. But if I kept on believing that, I would not be here talking to you. I decided at some point there was something in my core that said, fuck that shit. No. I want to have fun before I die because if this is how my life is going to be, I'm looking down the road, it ain't pretty. I'm going to stop that. And I stopped things bit by bit. I stopped being married to that person. I stopped saying no to things I wanted to do. And I started saying yes to things I wanted to do. I started paying attention to the things that lit me up and the things that made me go no. I started going to more music shows and saying, no, I don't want to hang around at the sports bar. I met my husband, my now husband of 20 years. We met at a music event. I wouldn't have ever met him and had this life if I did not say, yes, I want to fly out to California from Boston and go see a bunch of bands play in clubs. I said yes to what I wanted and no to what I didn't want. And incrementally, slowly but surely, just like decluttering, a little bit at a time, I am now right here helping you because I want more people in the world to feel like they can change their lives if they don't like it. And we start small. We start with clutter. But the cool thing is these lessons scale. They do. I like things that are multi-purpose. I don't like those things that just do one-trick ponies, that it only works here. No. My lessons work on clutter, and they transcend clutter, and you can bring them with you for the rest of your life. Okay? I hope that helps. Now, what do we got going here? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Bridget's saying this makes my hand shake, so obviously touching deeply, thank you. You're welcome. And you're okay. It is okay to have a visceral feeling about something that is true. Because then when you notice that, it means you're open to change, your health, So, Kayla Bear says, is that a generational thing for women? Maybe. And I got distracted by this and I just want to answer it really quick. The Real Mag Fur, it says to subscribe to your YouTube page, but why aren't you also live on that platform? Because I'm live here on TikTok while it's still here, you big dummy. I'm here live on TikTok because we love TikTok. TikTok's the favorite place. I'm going to spend all my time in the favorite place until I have to go to the secondary place. It's almost like, why would I be hanging out in the lobby of the Holiday Inn if I can spend as much time as I want in the lobby of in my room? Why would I go to the Holiday Inn earlier than I have to leave the Ritz? This is the Ritz, So that's why. But to dump back into the deeper end, yeah, I really seriously know from my own experience and from the experience of my clients and what I observe in the world is clutter itself is not gender specific. Dealing with home maintenance typically is shoved onto the woman. In the 20th century of the last 200, 300, whatever years, patriarchy says the women's place is in the home. So anything within the home and within is you have to deal with it. I go outside and I do my work. The work is mysterious and important outside here. But no, it can be a female thing or a gender thing, but it's not necessarily. I know there are men out there. People of all, however you associate, can struggle with clutter. I primarily speak from a female perspective because I am a female. I am a woman. I am woman. Hear me roar. Hark! I hear the king approaching. I hear the cannons roar. Is that the king approaching? Now, you know what's approaching, you guys. I'm going to transition right here. What's approaching is 10 a.m. Eastern. And 10 a.m. Eastern, I switch gears and I move into coaching. But notice I'm giving myself a chance to slow down and to shift gears. I don't just go immediately from fifth gear into stop. I slow down and I can shift. So I suggest you do that too. Notice what you heard here. Let it sink in. Let it affect your life if you want it to, okay? I will be back later today doing some TikTok lives. If you want to know when they are, hop on the mailing list, okay? Now, I don't want to be late, so I'm going to sign off now. I love hanging out with you people. Follow me. I'm delicious.